connecting, networking, all of these things we have to do as business owners, as people who interact with other people. But it can be difficult. And today, I'm going to show you one tip on how to make it better. As people, we were never meant to do life alone. In fact, we were designed and created to be in relationship with one another. And it's difficult to have a relationship. It's difficult to maintain relationships, especially if it's new. If it's new, you and I have this unique challenge of trying to get to know somebody. But what if you wanted to know them quickly? Build inroads, build bridges. Well, the principle I want to share with you today is called the 101% principle, the 101% principle. And what that really is, let me tell you what it is, and I'm going to unpack it. It's find the 1% that you agree upon and agree upon it on 100% of the time. Why is that? Because this is a principle that's saying I don't need to 100% agree with you all the time on everything, but I'm finding the common ground. It's a bridge builder because information is key, because if I can find what you like and I happen to like the same thing, we could have conversation around the information, and therefore I can build an inroad to build influence, which will create relationship. And that could be for the purposes of networking, that could be for the purposes of going deeper in friendships, but it's starting out new, it's starting out fresh. Maybe you met them at church, maybe you met them at a conference, it doesn't matter, but you're like, I want to build this bridge, I want to build this inroad. Find the 1% you agree upon. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm really big on fandom. If somebody starts talking about Marvel or DC and some of the old Dark Horse stuff, I'm like, wow, this is somebody I can really talk to. If you talk to me about sports, I may not connect with you well, but I will tell you there's a lot of people who love sports. The key is finding that one thing, that one nugget that you say, wow, I have that too. Maybe it's your dogs. Maybe it's the places you go, the places you've traveled. Maybe it's the food you like. The 1% is something that you and this other person can find in common and say, you know what, we're going to talk about this 100% of the time. And what this does is this creates connection, a connection that says, man, I like you, because now we have common ground. And when we say I have common ground, it creates influence, because now when I have a question about the things that we like, I'm going to come to who? Yeah, I'm going to come to you, because now I know there's a commonality here. The second thing it creates is relationship. See, here's what people don't realize is relationship is built over a series of events. And if I'm going to be in relationship with you, if me and you are going to be in this friendship, in this networking partnership, then we've got to have some level of relationship. And that level of relationship starts with the 1%. And the last thing it does is it builds influence. Now, this is the little 007 thing that you realize that is happening, but you don't know it's happening. And what that means is the more connection I have with you, the more relationship I have with you, the more trust I have with you. And when we have more trust, there's greater influence, which means now I can put an ask on you and something will come from it. Before, when we had no relationship, no connection, I can't really ask you to do anything with me or for me because you don't know me, you don't like me, you don't trust me. People are more likely to go with somebody they trust. So here's the thing, this is the bottom line with it, is that the influence you create can be leveraged to grow each other's businesses. Remember, this is mutual. This is not just creating somebody who's going to buy from your ecosystem. This is going to be mutually creative for both of you because you're building relationships. Once we move from transaction, we move to transformation, which now we can go beyond the 1% and we can have difficult conversations with one another. And we can seriously enjoy each other's company even if we don't agree. But it starts with finding the one thing you agree with, going with it 100% of the time. And you'll know as you build trust and longevity in that relationship when you can start exerting influence on one another. Now, your mission is to go out and build better relationships. It's go out to build deeper relationships, moving down the line from connection to relationship to influence, and leverage your relationships to create a network that builds everyone up and creates success in your life. And with that being said, why don't you head on to the next video and I'm going to see you there.